Night Sessions with Ollie Wells.
Woo, let's get this show started then. It's 7 p.m. and it's Tuesday night and you are locked into the Night Sessions, and starting as always then with our track of the week. I've got a really big guest here with me and I'm well excited. It's the Night Sessions and I think the biggest guest we've had, so I think we should just get them on and I should stop talking.
Night Sessions with Ollie Wells.
And that guest today is Carly Wilford, and I'm just going to let her introduce herself and tell everyone what she does, who she is, and everything else. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very good. Are you good?
Yeah, I was just saying how much these mics are amazing. They sound really, really nice.
Do you think?
Yes. Ollie, thanks for having me.
No worries. Thank you for coming on. That was the first thing I was going to say. Thank you so much for coming on. I've got here Carly Wilford, insanely talented, super glamorous, probably just come from a rave. That's what I've got on my notes. So you're here, but for people who don't know who you are, that are maybe listening on Facebook or online, say if you were filling out a job application or you were, going to a new doctor's and it's like job title.
Yeah.
Because you do so many things.
I normally lie.
Do you?
Yeah, because it's like a little box and I'm like, I can't fit it all in there.
But for our listeners tonight then, what do you do? Take as long as you need.
Okay, so I suppose I work in music is like a really broad thing, but I'm a presenter and DJ first and foremost, and then within doing that I've become loads of other things.
You were just talking about how the industry's smaller than a lot of people think, and you've had some incredible moments, but out of your sort of all of those moments, we'll talk interviews, because to say every moment ever is just a bit big, but out of all of the interviews, did you have one that you thought that was amazing? Either you were really impressed with it, or it was the best guest or whoever that you'd ever had, and oh my god, did you have a moment with that for an interview? Do you remember one?
Yeah, like being on the phone to Nas was pretty special. Really? Yeah.
How did that go? How did it come about?
He's amazing. So there was a magazine called Loaded, I don't remember it, for back in the day, and I was their music editor / columnist. Yeah. And I used to do a load of written long form interviews for them. Okay. And so I sort of just grew the music section of the magazine and started getting some really amazing people involved. I backed a load of people before they were famous, and then by doing that, record labels, PRs and stuff really trust you. So then they eventually just give you bigger and bigger artists. I remember interviewing J. Cole, that was pretty special. And then they were like, God, do you want to interview Nas? And I'm like, okay. And so then I'm on the phone to him, I'm just casually on the phone to Nas, it's a normal thing, and he was amazing.
Were you freaking out?
Well, no, because I think the thing is, it's that thing where I just realised that we're all human beings. Yeah. We're all just trying to get by, and he has the same, he's been through the same insecurities and stuff as we have along the way, but he's just a dude, man. And I think the one thing, if you can realise that we're all the same, in some capacity,
exactly, then it sort of removes any fear.
Yeah, but also the good thing is with these people is they're very wise. So if you can speak to them and then soak up a bit of their wisdom, I mean, that's what I always try to do. Yeah, be humble.
That's what I'm trying to do with you today.
Hey.
So Nas was incredible for you.
Yeah.
Probably, one of the best moments. Do you have a worst? Or not really?
You know what? Actually, there was 2 people that I met in my life, and they were my heroes, radio heroes. Okay. And they weren't very nice to me.
Do you want to name them?
When I first met them. And then I've met them again since, and they've been very lovely. Okay. But it's very funny because it's that moment of when you're a nobody and people can really rain on your parade. Okay. And so one of those people was Pete Tong. Okay. And I was gutted.
Yeah, I would be.
I was absolutely gutted because I really always looked at him and I thought, you're amazing. And then I met him and I interviewed him, and he was really horrible to me and rude on camera. It's one of the most awkward interviews I've ever done.
Oh my God.
However, I still have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things at the back of my mind. I was like, wow, if you ever knew the impact that you had on my life and my career.
Yeah. It was a major knock.
Yeah.
But you stuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to. And sometimes it's those tough interviews that actually give you the most growth, I think. I've gone wrong. I've wiped sound cards. I've wiped SD cards. I've lost footage. Everything that is possibly could have gone wrong
has happened.
Yeah.
Have you blown the speakers?
Have I blown a speaker?
I quite like that one.
Oh, babe, done that. And also, one time when I started to DJ and I was in this grubby old like club in East London, and this girl was hammered and spilt like a pint on my laptop. But the thing is, my laptop was my life, and at the time I was broke.
Yeah.
And it fried. It made a fizzle noise, and the screen went. There's honestly everything that could have gone wrong along the way has gone wrong.
Not so rock and roll then, some of it. I mean, blowing the speakers is one thing because it's not really your problem if you're at a venue, but laptop, come on, not so rock and roll.
No.
Just before that, we were talking about Snoop.
Yes.
And you were like, Snoop's a G.
He is, babe.
What happened with that?
Okay, so last year I went to All-Star Weekend in Toronto.
Okay.
So it's a big basketball competition. And as I was flying from, I think I was flying from LA to Toronto. Mm-hmm. And then on our flight, Snoop Dogg was on our flight. And I was like, oh my God, I need a photo with Snoop Dogg. Like, go up to him, Snoop, have a picture. Yeah. So we have a little photo with him, right? And anyway, we then were doing some content stuff out there, and we went along to this charity basketball match. Mm-hmm. And I walk in and Snoop's there again. I'm like, oh, this is a bit embarrassing. I've just had my photo with him a day before. Hey Snoop, how are you? Can we get a little interview with you? So we were doing some stuff with some influencers and chatted to him, and then this guy did an interview with him there. Then went along to another match a couple of days later, and he was there again.
No way.
And I'm like, I look like I'm actually stalking Snoop. And then I was speaking to his manager, like, get another interview with him. And so I interviewed him this time, and he's just amazing. Like, the guy, I mean, he was stoned out of his mind.
The whole time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All 3 days.
Yeah, just like has this like hue around him. But yeah, just an amazing guy. I really respect what he's achieved. Anyone that's achieved anything and you know, really gone out of their way and come from nothing and made something of himself, I just have a lot of time for.
Sure. You've been so glamorous. So glamorous.
Really?
Been to so many. I was in Toronto, and then I was doing this, and then I was on the phone to Nas, and
it's really weird because I don't really talk about it to anybody.
Yeah,
so when I'm talking about it, I'm like, whoa, that's actually just come out of my mouth. That's happened in my life.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, you know.
But as you were saying before, all people and all just, you know, on the same level in that sense, and I think that's a good way to look at it. So good advice there as well.
Well, you have to, because otherwise if you stand there thinking, oh my God, that's so and so, then you chop their head off like the girl did with Wretch 3-2 and you have no footage.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
My favourites off the album, but it's so hard to choose. I love them all.
I just love the fact that he has so many things to say.
Yeah.
And that's really important.
Yeah.
I've interviewed him, by the way. He was a G.
Oh, I'm so jealous of that one.
Yeah, he's amazing. Before he blew up, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it was amazing. He was Radio 1 Extra did this thing at Brixton Academy, and it was there. It was super cool. He's a really amazing human being.
I seen him at Reading Festival,
Good.
and I'm no joke, one of the best live acts I've seen.
Yeah, and before I do that, can I just say I want to give a massive shout out to Aaron and a massive shout out to Anton.
Yes.
Because I understand that they might be listening.
Yeah,
so hello.
My brothers, I did just get your text, Anton. He just said, tell Carly that we love her mixes.
Yeah.
Because I was speaking to them yesterday and they were like, we love her mixes, we listen to them. So, yeah,
Good.
That'll mean a lot to them.
I remember sending, like, this is a hilarious story. I remember sending Skrillex Rhythm and Gash.
Yeah.
And he started playing it all the time on his Snapchat. So I was thinking, going, he just loves that track. And I'm like, I sort of like send it to him. And he was like asking me for all the up and coming grime MCs. And at the time I was sending him Stormzy and Novelist. And he was like, I really like Lethal B. I'm like, okay, cool, like whatever. But I just feel there's a massive opportunity for dance music in America. They love it, they get it. And you know, the scene's in a really exciting place. So yeah, that's where I want to head.
You're like, okay, Skrillex, I'll send you more of that then if you like that.
Yeah, I do.
Because that's the thing, like you've gained attention from him, and you sort of pals with Skrillex now, and he's sort of likes your photos and sort of recognises you.
You saw that, right?
More than that, like you're mates, right? Is that right?
Of course.
Wow.
But it was what I was saying, the industry's a very small place, and as long as you're a good person, like I used to play his music on radio, and he wasn't getting radio play. So when I was on Rinse, I'd play his music, and he noticed, and he used to listen to my show. And so then when I met him, he was like, "You're Carly Wilford?" I'm like, "Yeah." Signed a massive record deal as well.
Really?
Yeah.
So big things coming from her in the future.
Yeah, definitely. And she's just set up her own label on Universal. So I've got a feeling she's going to be taking it commercial. Apparently, she has some big chats coming with some mainstream people that you're going to know very well.
Okay.
I reckon she's taking on Nicki Minaj, to be honest. I think she's going there to there and be like, right, okay, come on, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, UK meets US. Yes.
Seriously.
That would be perfect for Sister, no?
I know, wouldn't it? It'd be amazing.
And you can catch the show again on Listen Again.
Yes.
On our site. We'll tag you in it.
Do.
All that stuff. And Snapchats as well. What are you? You're just Carly Wilford on all platforms. Yeah. And then Sister is...
It's Sister.
It's Sister.
Yes.
On all platforms. Thank you so much. Hope to see you one day again soon.
Yeah, please.
Amazing. Thank you.
Night sessions with Ollie Wells.